This content is for informational and educational purposes only. You should not construe any such information or other material as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Nothing contained here constitutes a solicitation, recommendation, endorsement, or offer to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments whatsoever by Draper Goren Blockchain, aka DGB, the presenter, or other associated parties for the content being provided. Please do your own due diligence and seek proper counsel.
Boom. What's up, dudes? Oh, I still have the banner down below from last week. Get on the Turf waitlist. Join.turf.network. Do it. Welcome. If you have, oh, Nate popped in. Yes, this is an important one for Nate.
Nate likes talking about the meaning of life too.
Meaning of life.
Oh, you guys have no idea what you're getting into.
Bitcoin's down, so we're.
Kevin, I think Kevin thought I was joking when he popped into the stream and I said we're going to talk about life, the universe, and everything today. But okay, before we jump in, because this is going to be
we're starting with 42 and then going backwards from there.
Yes, that's right. We're going to go Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy all the way to Woody Guthrie. Hold on. If you are new to here or just watching the stream, go to dgb.vc, because when we're doing actual work, we're investing in early stage startups, and you should join us there, especially if you're an early stage startup, especially if you want to get involved in the industry. But first off, how's it going, guys?
Especially
going good.
Going good. It's the end of the summer. And when I say end of the summer, I mean end of the summer vacation for most people. Kids are going back to school, things like that. So it's a little chaotic out there. But I think it marks soon the beginning of the TradFi investor world, people getting back into their cubicles. The world will keep moving starting the next couple weeks.
I feel like if there are some people are talking about how if you look historically at the Bitcoin cycles, time from the point of the halvening, it goes like 74 to 78 weeks, and then there's a peak of the price of Bitcoin, and then it starts to go down. Yeah, and that's been the case for the last 3 cycles. But so that would bring us though to late October. Like it's supposed to peak at late October. But I'm also feeling like, I think this will be longer. I think which is a good thing. I think we've had a longer onset for a real rise this cycle. And I think we have a lot of different factors that are altcoin season. I don't feel has started at all yet.
Will it ever? Will it ever do what it ever did before? So here's the thing, right? We have these ideas of cycles and things, but things change over time. And things not only get different, but the world is different. And then going back to what Rank and I were talking about before we started this, actually it kind of started the rabbit hole that him and I were talking about before you guys came on, which is if enough people believe it, it will happen. So do enough people believe that Bitcoin will continue some kind of crazy cycle? I think yes. Do they believe that Ethereum will follow? I think yes. Do they believe that Fartcoin will have its day in the sun? That's up for grabs, right? Right?
Perhaps.
No, I think you guys are thinking that I was joking about. I made the title of this "The Crew Breaks Down Reality." We really. Oh no. Zuda. I was texting with Zuda. Hold on. Whatever you are comfortable with.
Yeah, it's
Go. Sorry,
No, it's all good. It's just that we were talking about like how really everything is energy. I was watching this podcast or YouTube and they were talking like that our minds can only perceive so much of what actually is reality, and there's like so much more beyond what our actual senses pick up.
We're going down.
Right?
Kevin didn't get the
Oh,
memo.
my
He's
goodness.
texting us. He's texting us Binance posts right now.
And
So
then
we're not interested in the. So it's like no,
Hey,
it's not about blockchain. What
it's
do you
all
think
going to
this
come
is? Some
back
kind of
because
we're
somehow
totally-
it's going to
Goren
end with Rank and I wanting to launch another
podcast?
metaverse.
sweet, let's do it.
I still got all the domains for Real Fake World.
And you picked up the Tezos.ventures, yes?
Oh yes, Kevin, good heads up.
You own
somebody
That's a
picked
good
up
one.
my Tezos domain that I dropped. And he gets all the credit. Coin Casher. I'm gonna find a way to repay him. Kevin texted saying Tezos Ventures is available, and I already own XTZ.ventures, but now I own Tezos Ventures, which I think is
I will admit, I actually ended up picking up another metaverse art display area like this, like last week or two.
Ooh,
On
so
Tezos?
a new gallery in the works.
No, new gallery over on Ethereum, of course, but I don't know. There's
Alright.
galleries on Tezos.
Each their
but
own.
show me. If there's Tezos galleries, let me know, and maybe I'll get one.
Yes, there are galleries.
I
Yes.
haven't seen them.
Yes, of course. Ah,
Hey, Kevin.
Oh,
I would say this though, on life and everything, and
Good
tying
morning,
that in.
Zuda.
That the person who picked up your domain sent it to you, and now you're like, I'm going to get this person a reward. Contrast that to the person who a couple years ago with that same domain was effectively just trying to like holding it hostage from you until he gets enough money. And
So-
it's like, so people, this is a great life lesson. I mean, the world works on reciprocity. Okay, do something nice, then it'll come back and meet you. Don't try to
That's
act
right.
all.
Okay,
You
so
know,
we're gonna. Okay, this is gonna
adversarial.
take
There
us
we
right
go.
back
There we go.
into energy.
Let's keep going.
So-
Now we're coming back.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna open up this book I got right here, because this is part of what started it. But I will say that guy paid $10. He got my Alon.tez domain that I forgot to renew, so it's my fault. And so when it was my fault, he's like, "Give me $1,000 and I'll give it back to you." And I was like, "Dude, no." And I was like, "How about this? I will give you $100. You literally bought it yesterday. You get a clean 10x on your return. Let's do it." And he went, $1,000, and he did not budge. And I was like, "Let's discuss it." And he sent me DMs saying $1,000. He would not even negotiate at all or anything. And I just went, "Fuck it, not doing it." And people texted me like, "You should just do it." And I was like, "No, not going to do it." A year or so later, he came back to me and I said, "I'll still do $100, but you have to let me know today because otherwise I'm not doing it." And he's like, and then he came back with like $750 or $1,000 again. And I just didn't even respond. That dude eventually didn't renew it. Somebody else bought it for probably $10, whatever the cost is. Is it 10 Tez?
Yeah. Now it used to be 25, and like the prices changed. Price of one
Okay.
Tez went up to 3. Price of the 5-letter plus most domains went up to 3 from 1. But
whatever it is, I got to
that one
find
went
out
down.
because I want to at
Went
least make sure I give Coin Casher what he deserves and then some. Right? We gotta have some fun. He's the one who did the Tezos vending machine, right? Is that him?
I don't.
I'll double check.
I think that was but
Whether it is, that's a cool project.
similar thing.
Yeah.
I really wanted I have like Tezos.finance, I have Tezos. A lot of things. So I really wanted, I have an app called TezX, Tezos Exchange. I wanted Tezos.exchange. So someone owned it, and I was like in a conversation with that person. And that person was saying, like, I never got a reply like this when I wanted a domain. And they're like, they first of all, they wanted so much, like thousands of dollars. And then he's like, but he acted like that was like a steal. And he's like, all I ask is that, so no, that's not all you ask. You're asking for a lot of money. But he's like, I want to retain like 10% ownership of it, of whatever company you put on this or something. It's like, what the hell are you talking about?
10% of the company, and
there was something like that. Yeah. And it was like, no, I want the domain and that's it. Who else is going to buy this? But then that person eventually didn't renew, and I bought it for regular price like a couple months ago. Yeah. So now I own it, and I didn't have to pay that crazy person anything or give them ownership.
I'm a big fan of hoarding domains, but I've never not given it to somebody doing something real. I've
Yeah.
given away domains multiple times, and I just feel like it's like some kind of it's a good karma situation. Go,
Yep,
Suda.
totally.
But why do we have to renew? They're NFTs.
I feel that way too. I feel that way with NFTs. You should own
Or
it
the
and buy it.
domain
There
ones.
should. The only thing I feel like though is there can be situations where people vanish off the face of the earth and just hold them. They lose
Yeah.
their wallet or something happens. I feel like there has to be some kind of
All through a wormhole.
yeah. But the problem is if everyone collectively agrees that we don't like Kevin, we could just steal his domain name or something, right? As a
Yeah.
community, and that's not cool either.
Everyone's following the ICANN model
So
of
have
like
a
regular
user press
domains.
have a user press a button every few years that my wallet is still active, or just check on their activity or something like that.
Yeah.
Or what
Maybe
if you
the
lose your
whole
wallet?
wallet is
If you lose
inactive
your wallet,
for
you
a
want
certain-
your name. Now you got to wait 100 years or something.
But if the wallet is
Right.
completely inactive for like a year, then you could send the person a message, press a button, and if they don't, then
We talked
it goes-
about this actually as a product. We talked about at one point creating a sort of trust account on the blockchain where if you die, it distributes. And the way that you prove death is that if the wallet is inactive for certain periods of times, and then you send something to it, you know. So
You
Dead
can totally
man
do that
switch.
with a smart contract.
The
to
dead man
spend.
switch.
You just put an agreement to spend, and they have to like if you don't confirm at a certain time, you have the right to spend those funds to move those funds to a different wallet.
yeah,
Right? Like so, if I have DAI, I give you authorization to move 1,000 DAI in my wallet if I don't respond within a year. And so the smart contract knows it's spending the activity, and then it would be able to pull those funds if need be. Do whatever
So
trust
if
account.
you have
or
10 Bitcoin, which is $1 million, over $1 million right now, all someone would have to do is hold you hostage for a year.
no, because you have to preset that contract to
Yeah,
send it
where
to
it
a
goes.
specific address. So the specific address could be a
lawyer,
private key, a lawyer, a
Okay.
centralized exchange account in the name of Kevin Marabi, right? You gotta be careful though, because in the period of time from when you set that up to when it sends, that person could lose access to the wallet it's being sent to. Also, there's all sorts of things. So there might need to be a centralized authority that you trust that receives it, or maybe there's some kind of verification, like a friends and family kind of multi-sig situation, right? Where it's not Nate and Kevin and Zuda's decision of where the money goes. It's just their decision to double check with Rankin that the wallet address is correct or something. I guess then they could put in a different wallet address.
Well, I mean, Facebook has this problem. They try to do the friends and family are you dead thing, but as some goofy hackers showed, if just 3 of your friends say you're dead, you're dead. I think they fixed it since then.
Yeah,
Are we
We
going back
actually
to
had
the
kind of
reality talk now?
For a
Talking
if
about-
3
Tezek,
friends think you're dead, are you alive?
Right.
How many
I
friends
mean-
does it take to
Kevin,
I
go
don't
ahead. You were going
know.
to have
We
an
had
access
a-
point. You were making
yeah,
an
we
access
had
point. Go
we
ahead.
developed like a interchain swap, like an atomic swap mechanism for Tezek, which Alon was the first person to use. But that was back in 2021, and there was like the way it worked. It's like you would send the amount of crypto from one place to another, and then the other person would send it after they confirm with each other. But then to get the amounts after you agreed, okay, you both like the amount is there. You'd like it was programmed to go to your account on the other blockchain, but you had to make that call. Actually, anybody could make that call, but like something had to be called to do it. And if that didn't happen after a certain amount of time, it went back to the sender. So it was kind of a
Well,
so, and
I own
like,
a whole bunch of
caused some
unstoppable domain names
problems.
for trusts. I own like names associated with trusts for unstoppable domains just for this type of thing. So if anybody just wants to point their funds over to there, they can welcome to point the funds to there.
and then you'll custody them for them?
Maybe, or they just might be mine. Thanks for the inheritance, but
Yeah.
So we were in Vegas. Now, granted, we were supporting one of our portfolio companies, and it was a great time because we were demoing Ivory, which is doing a AI appraisal software. But I'm not going to go into that right now. We might go into that a little bit later. But I walked into an art curator, right, who was selling art, and I was asked,
right.
and I was like, "So, is any of this stuff NFT art?" Of course, I have to ask that, right? And he's like, "Well, this one artist right here did NFTs, right?" I was like, he's all, but all my clients that did NFTs did horrible. I'm like, well, that sucks for them. I'm sorry. I did okay. But anyways, so one of the artists that he had there was this guy named Murakami, right?
Yeah,
and I guess
big guy.
He did a project with I think Rect, the brand that Nike bought, but he also he does popular for these digital flowers, and so I was actually going on and finding some of his cheaper NFTs, and I'm like, how much is this guy's art goes worth? Oh, he's all like, some of his artwork for like 6 figures. I was like, seriously? So you could go on OpenSea and find some of it for 3 figures now. I was like, maybe there's something to this. So I started going on ChatGPT and asking what successful artists in real life did horrible in NFTs. And I've been trying to find these projects and at least buying 1 or 2 pieces of the artwork over the last week or 2. Because I think it's
actually kind of awesome because it's just
right?
a little piece of history. It might be worth something one day, it might not, but it's just kind of an awesome lore, right? It's just
cool. Right? Or you print it out and be like, look, I got one of these guys. Usually they go for 600,000. I got mine for 300 or 600 or 1,000, right? But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I picked up myself one of the Tommy Sacks. I picked up myself one of the Meraki flowers. I picked up this guy named Lobster. He's this guy does all these lobster stuffs, and so I picked up one of those and stuff like that. But I don't know.
Whatever happened to that guy? It just came into my head. I collected NFTs from one dude, and I followed him on Twitter because it was the weirdest thing I had ever seen in my life on an NFT. And I felt like because of how weird it was, I needed to own some. That guy that was doing, it was called Food Mask or Food Maskew or something like that. Yeah. I got some of those.
Yeah.
Is that real? He literally would make masks out of food, and he'd have little sticks and things, and it would have a cantaloupe over his eyes, and it was just weird.
I
weird.
saw him recently actually on Twitter. He's hilarious.
I follow him. I know. I'm a big fan because I like when people I'm not the hugest fan of let's duct tape a banana to the wall and call it art, because I want it to be something that not every single person could easily do, right? But when it's just super weird. Idea. Oh yeah, I'm following him on Twitter.
Who'd you?
Food Mask U. Why not a food mask and then the letter U? That's him.
Yeah.
That's him? Okay.
So what's the latest NFTs you guys bought? Anything?
I haven't. Well, I actually bought one for $70, which was whatever 122 Tez is, because it was absolutely mind blowing, and the artist went to painstaking work on it, and it was not AI, so I thought it was cool.
Interesting. So I guess I have to have Kevin tell me who the IRL artists are on Tez, because I don't know them.
I got one that I really like. My wife and I collected some of her stuff. Sorry, Kevin. You tell, and I'm going to look her up because I don't remember the name off the top of my head. Michelle something, but I don't know if she still does stuff on Tez.
Kevin knows tons of people on Object to collect from, and I know tons of artists on there too, but we have different groups that we follow, different types of styles.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this one artist right now, or where his Economic page is. But well, let me just answer the thing first of all. Yeah, you could go and see all of my NFTs and all the artists that I've bought from. Too many to name. You can go to look up. Go to my object profile, kevin.tez, I think you can just go to /Kevin and it's there, like under profiles. So that's good. For one thing, I have Kevin as a name in the Tezos universe. That's also a good thing about getting a .tez domain. And yeah, so I feel that especially what's unique about the Tezos art community is that like the way it came to be was so not coordinated at all. It wasn't planned by the Tezos Foundation. I don't think anyone really expected NFTs to take off on Tezos, but it was at the time when the only thing that was doing it was Ethereum before it. And Iketnun came out in March 2021, and Calumet also came out at that time, and it was like the only thing that you didn't have to pay crazy amounts of gas, and it was basically free. So
yeah, the gas fees are like above $20. So it really helped.
Yeah, so it became a magnet for all of the pretty much like the 99% of people who just couldn't afford to participate on NFTs otherwise. And so it attracted the indie community. I mean, people from all over the world, like who had art, but they were excited about this, but they just couldn't participate. They were just watching from afar. And it always kind of maintained that sense of just fine art is where it's at. And that really crystallized. And over time, like even there was a period for a few months where Ethereum NFTs were kind of dead in the water because no one could afford it anymore. But the resurgence came when it came to for Ethereum with PFPs and those type of utility-seeking NFTs that weren't fine art. I mean, fine art still thrived a bit, like at the high end of it, but it wasn't. It was that. So that actually kept what was on Tezos to be fine art, and it really stayed the home of fine art and the culture that surrounded it, which is still true to this day. That's also my DeFi argument too, which is for a developing economy, it's not just having DeFi in a vacuum. No, that doesn't sustain. You need to have a commerce sector, so you can have that commerce credit relationship that creates a recursive compounding loop that like sustains itself like any developing economy does. And we have that type of economy, we have that type of commerce sector on Tezos because of fine art. It's the perfect vehicle for finance to be sustainable on an ecosystem. So I'm just so thankful. What did we do to deserve this? But we're very well, I know what we did. We had a blockchain that was ready to facilitate low-cost gas transactions at a time when there were no other options for that. But we kept it pure. We didn't move on to a world of other kinds of stuff. So there are some PFPs, but really we're still fine art is the mainstay.
Punk Ape Strong.
We've got some Punk Ape Strongs in
I
there.
should do that.
I do need to stock up. I guess I haven't.
Hey,
one of one. I made this for Kevin. I literally was wanting to make Punk Ape Strong NFTs, and I missed a meeting with Kevin. And that night, I was drawing with my daughter, and I drew my ape. Drunk. And so I was drunk. No, probably not.
No. I gotta apologize somehow.
And so I wanted to apologize to Kevin for ditching him on the call. At this point, I probably owe him 27 more drawings.
It's so heartfelt. It's like a handwritten note, I mean,
that's
like
right.
the person
and I
took
sent
their
it to him, and I
to
sent
it.
him a 1-of-1. I think that's the only 1-of-1 in the Punk Ape Strong collection of NFTs, and it's probably the only one that's hand drawn.
Hey, Alon, is anything ever going to happen with that NFT project you did? And you said you guys might follow up with something else after there was like I don't know if there's a DMCA issue or anything, or is that just?
Yeah, I think that the guys have done some stuff. I don't know if they sent anything, but I've done airdrops. I need to find a good way to do a cheap airdrop, maybe on Ape Chain or Base or something, probably on Ape Chain since it's an ape thing, or maybe Etherlink. I'd like to send everybody who is a part of that project some Punk Ape Strong NFTs and things like that. I think Rankin and I could come up with some songs, do some fun stuff. We should totally do it. I think we should do some
Tezos L1 is still the that's the place for the artwork. It's interesting that not just like for DeFi and for art, like Ethereum layer 1, despite their exorbitant gas fees and latency, 15-second block times, it's still the place people prefer to mint NFTs if they can, because it's like the origin of trust on which these layer
It's
twos
also
derive.
almost free to do airdrops on like the layer twos. Even when I did this thing on Tezos, I spent hundreds of dollars to get this to everybody's to get these into everybody's wallets. But there are 9,000 editions. Hold on, let's see how many. There's 7,462 owners of this NFT. I sent 200 to vending NFTs to see if they would put it in their vending machine. I don't think they did because there's still 200 there. But
I'm telling you,
the
you
thing
could
is,
make
I go to this list of holders, of owners, and then I send them airdrops of Punk Ape Strong songs, but it costs money. It costs a lot of Tez to do it each time.
Is vending NFT what I think it is? Where you make a vending machine with just pictures you can scan and buy?
No, it's really cool actually. So they let's see if I can find it here. Just searching.
Okay, Kevin,
so-
since you have to leave in a minute, two things I want to say since I was trying to give you your time and not interrupt. One, I wasn't trolling when I asked, has anyone baked on Tezos like cookies and then sold them? Has anyone actually done that?
What?
Okay, I asked you on Twitter. You were talking about baking? I said, has anyone like baked a cookie, put it on Tezos, and sold it as a physical, a digital?
Oh, I think there are a lot of people who have put like baked goods and then took pictures of it, or drew them, or other kinds of
That's
things,
funny.
and then there's a lot of that stuff. Just people like the kind of ironic type of thing. There's been a lot of that, yeah.
Secondly, can someone in the chat take their vacuum, put a Raspberry Pi in it, have it connect to DeFi so we can have DeFi in a vacuum?
Oh my God, that's adorable. I'm such a fan of that. You're gonna have to do it. All right,
No, I'm
bye.
too busy.
Peace.
Bye.
Thanks, Kevin. DeFi in a vacuum. That's pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
This is a joke.
Remember when what's his name? The Israeli Tezos dudes did a Tesla, and they put a Raspberry Pi inside of their Tesla and connected it in a way they did like the hack of the screen in the Tesla, so they were actually baking. Oh heck yeah, Coop is here. I think at some point we're gonna all have to pitch in to get Coop a faster internet connection. You're always delayed by like
I got a real fast internet connection. It's just I'm downloading too much stuff all the time. I got Bitcoin miners in my home studio.
I was about to say.
I'm over here grinding, man.
So I moved over to a 4090 GPU, and I instantly did something, well, totally me. It isn't online yet, but you take a photo and you feed the photo into my AI, and then it turns into a full open world you can explore. So say a picture of you at a con. It will let you explore your con with a live video that it takes and creates, and then seamlessly figures out what else would have been in the con.
So it just builds out the world around you.
Yes.
Well, we started talking about reality. Should we put that on Real Fake World? Remember, I own realfake.world.
I didn't remember that, but I will be putting it on. I mean, if you could put it there, I guess I was going to be putting it on Dreamy.
No, it should be a part of Dreamy. I like that.
Yeah. But it's going to be.
How can we incorporate this into Super World though? Like, remember the Super World app, and he was on the last couple of weeks ago. How can we do that with that?
Super World app, Elon.
Super World is the one that overlays the in metaverse over the real world. So like every plot of land in the world is an NFT.
Elon,
which, by the way, you don't have to renew every year.
Elon, you own some of Super World, but can I just say something absolutely critical?
Yes, to give your opinion.
It just feels dead to me. I
Well,
don't see.
Here's the thing. You could tell Kevin that Tezos feels dead to you, and he would have a response to you, right? You could say that about Superworld. You say that about a lot of things. And I think that maybe there's less activity than there was in the height of the NFT craziness, but things are picking up and companies pivot and figure out ways to make it happen all the time. So we'll see. I'm stoked on my land there. I want to do some of that AR stuff we were talking about. Like, how rad would it be to go to somewhere where Coop put a digital version of himself in 3D and I could take a selfie with him, or he could show me his hometown? Like, we talked about this years ago, but now it's much more doable, right? Imagine if I go to Coop's hometown, I go to the house he grew up in, and I check in, and all of a sudden a 3D version of Coop walks me around the block and goes, check out over there. That's the creek that I used to catch crawdads in with my cousin. We stuck one into a cup and we threw it into the urinal at that place right there. You know, like, that's something I did with my cousin one time.
You know what would be game changing for like Superworld and the entire industry? One protocol that says if you own this plot of land here, you own it in every game. You own it in every world. So multiple people can't claim the same plot of land. That would be
with that, you need an infrastructure. You need some kind of type of infrastructure that connects to Google Earth that allows all the different people competing in the space to be like, all right, we're all picking the actual plot of land. Like, there's got to be someone, and this is not just US, globally. You got to have some type of system in place where you're pulling it from an agreed upon one-time spot. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So if Superworld did that, that would be game changing.
But they would have to get that, approved by all the other companies.
Well,
I think it's just market share.
Game companies are going to go ahead and allow that. If you're another game company, I'm not allowing that. If I'm
actually,
the CEO.
You know what I'm thinking?
You just need one group to get market share, right? There's like the Facebooks of the world, right? They win no matter what.
I think Google Earth should just offer this service to video game companies. Y'all imagine if Google Earth just siloed the Google Earth IP, whatever, and they literally just rented it out or licensed it out to all these people trying to build on the global. You know what I'm saying?
That would be brilliant.
Why'd you turn off
I'm saying that if as a industry, the even a few brands agreed, that would be great.
Yeah, it would be pretty rad. I think the beauty of what's going on in the world now, right? Like, the silver lining to all the chaotic shit, right, is that the world is a way smaller place than when we grew up, right? We're friends with Coop, right? Coop is on the other side of the United States. If this was Europe, it would be the difference between England and Egypt, right? Like, we're literally just practically on the other side of the world if it was 100 years ago, right? Maybe 150 years ago.
The world,
well, in the minds of a person 150 years ago, where Coop is like another planet, right? Like, most people would never get there in their lifetime. Let alone, we're sitting on a call right now. We're all friends and we're hanging out all the time. And I'm communicating with him on his WhatsApp chat and on Twitter and on this and everything else, right? Where I'm getting at is, I want to go to DC and hang out with Coop. I can know exactly what hotel I'm staying at. I could look at the 20 different places. I'm not just like flying blind like we would have done even 20 years ago. Like, you go on a road trip, you figure out like the day of where you're going to spend the night. You go to the gas station, that same little magazine that you could look to buy used cars in. They would also have the section or a separate magazine that showed you all the local hotels and places and whatever. Like, that was a business. And you would just open it up and start making phone calls if you had a cell phone.
Here's where the value comes in, y'all. You could actually sell your private favorites as a NFT, right? And token gate that to everyone that, is a fan of yours or a friend of yours. And you can even choose who you want to sell it to. But once they have that NFT, they'll know your favorite mom and pop restaurant that you don't want the world to know about, because they're going to come and fuck it up and make, too many people coming in. You know what I mean?
Or just invade your privacy, right?
Right.
But mom and pop is another way of saying broke. So do we really want a favorite restaurant to be broke?
Well,
No, that's not
some
true.
mom and pops, yeah. That I
They
wouldn't. I
can
wouldn't
be
say that.
doing a good business.
I
staying
run
in
a mom
business,
and pop restaurant. What are you saying, man?
You run a mom and pop restaurant? What's it called?
Yeah, I do that daily. It's called Crab Galley here in Bowie, Maryland.
Okay.
We sell
And does it
crabs.
do
We're in
well,
Maryland.
or
We
you?
sell crabs.
Oh shit! I want to
Okay.
go.
Is
Matter
it
of
like
fact,
a
go
I
there.
can do
Florida?
I
You're
can do
making
a
me
crab
hungry.
tattoo. I need y'all to
Blue
help me do a
crabs out
crab
there.
tattoo, the real crabs. I need y'all help.
Is that
All
Let's
right.
make that a positive.
Is that like the crab thing they did in Florida that got really popular? Cajun crab?
No, I mean like literally selling a bushel of crabs as an NFT and letting someone pick it up if they have that one NFT.
Okay.
Like
Okay, but you're a mom and pop business. Are you broke?
John, like Nifty Spirits did with the 6 packs of vodka. You could
Mhm.
Yeah,
redeem
crab
it,
smells
and
pretty
ship
rank
it.
though if it doesn't get there fast enough.
Do you guys ship, or is that too crazy to like freeze it, ship it, and stuff? Is your
Ice
place
pack
is
it
all
and
pick
ship
up?
it.
Why would you need to freeze vodka? Vodka doesn't have a shelf life.
No. I was talking about the crabs.
Crabs.
Okay. Nah, that's not going to work. We can't freeze crabs.
Yeah.
So, but I'm curious about your income
hungry.
on the crab business. Are you guys broke, mom and pop, or
I
like
mean,
thriving?
I can't talk about the numbers, but we clear 2.5 million every year. So,
Dude, it's
Okay, that's not broke.
small businesses are legit businesses. We think in our heads about startups and billion-dollar businesses, right? But I always use this example because I grew up in the back of an auto parts shop. My dad had an auto parts shop. He was constantly up and down and struggling and things, at least in my eyes, to run the business. But that business paid for 3 boys to go to college. It paid for our house. We lived in a good area. My mom was a teacher. She didn't make good money, right? Like, think about that. Just one small business that served a bunch of other local small businesses, right? All of our customers were the garages that were working on people's cars, right? They come to us and be like, we need another starter. You'd swap it out and then they'd put it in your car, right? And think about all of the trickle down of how many jobs a business like that helps and creates and does, right? And so
True.
it doesn't need to grow and be a tech company, billion-dollar company to give 20 people jobs and help all sorts of local economies and founders and people. And by the way, which seafood place you going to? The fucking chain store Bubba Gump shrimp bullshit, or you go into a local owned legit place? Local owned 100% of the time.
I'm allergic to shrimp and mussels and such,
shit.
so I don't go there.
You know what's really funny? That's not funny. That sucks because shrimp is probably my favorite food in the world, and I always get these arguments with people who love lobster, who love crab, and I'm like, I still shrimp.
Okay,
shrimp.
the way I became allergic to shrimp is funny. I ate so much shrimp for every meal an entire summer that I became allergic to it.
Oh shit, that's not good. Yeah, there is a thing about going too far, right? I have a funny story. When I was dating my wife, when we were like, it must have been our second or third date, we went somewhere, and I don't know why it stuck in my head. She must have got shrimp like a second time or something because we were still like brand new dating, and I said something like, "You love shrimp" or something, and that was me saying a good thing because I love shrimp, and I'm dating a girl that likes shrimp, and in her head, to this day, she comes to me and goes like, yeah, remember when we were first together and you were like, you love shrimp? And like, she thought I was like making fun of her or something, or like picking, like saying something about her buying an expensive meal at the restaurant, which like, if you know me, that's the one thing I will never count. Food is not a thing you scrimp and save on, in my opinion. Right. Like, but in her head, I was like, she was just being self-conscious, right? Like anybody else would be on like one of their first dates. But I was like, you love shrimp. Like she brings it up all the time. Like I was some kind of asshole for stating
trying to call her out. Right.
But yeah. I was just an awkward dude going, you love shrimp, but who doesn't like shrimp? So Zuda, obviously you love shrimp if you ate it every single meal for a whole summer. But you know what? That's a lesson. There's a lesson there.
Hey, Zuda, do they sell crabs where you live over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sell crabs over the Pacific.
But
we
it's
do a lot
different.
of the Alaskan king crab
Yeah.
out here, not the blue crab, not like the Maryland blue crab.
It's different.
Do y'all
And
get
then
the blue crab at all out there?
Did you
There
hear me
is a
play
couple-
Win Lunch?
They don't have blue. They have Dungeness and rock crab.
I have a friend who every year their family, they live in the Central Coast by San Luis Obispo area, where every year their family goes to some place that's like seasonal when they have it in stock and it's like a thing, and they have like a whole feast, and it's like an annual thing. And this just reminds me that I need to text her and yell at her for not inviting me, because I've heard about it about 100 times, because we met them 25 years ago now, and she's married to one of my best friends, and her family, is awesome, and they talk about it. But that's how special it is out here. It's not normal. That's why you go to the East Coast and you can get like the everybody gets the lobster rolls and the things like that just kind of suck here. There's only a couple places. Go, Zuda.
I do go to a fish place once in a seafood place once in a while. Brophy Brothers.
Brophy Brothers is pretty good. On the Ventura Pier in Santa Barbara.
Ventura Pier. The Brophy Brothers in Santa Barbara isn't nearly as good.
It's not?
No.
Well, maybe it's too touristy. Too many people.
It's dialed down compared to Brophy Brothers in Ventura. It's franchisable.
And you're good to go there with your allergies? They don't mix it?
They have a very specific things they can make for me that they do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got an ETHMen NFT. That's an old one I'm recognizing right there.
That's old school.
Yeah, that's like 2017.
Oh, dang.
So, like, what do you do when you know these NFTs have gone, these .eths have gone unclaimed for years, and you know that they'll eventually be worth something, but now no one recognizes them? Like I put in the chat.
It's kind of like the notebooks full of comic book cards I have at my parents' house, and the baseball cards in the closet of my brother's room at my parents' house.
What app are we looking at, y'all? What app is this?
What app is this, Rankin?
This is oncyber.io.
Oh, cool.
How did you get 2 floors, man? How did you get a house? I have that shit down.
Yeah, that place is rad looking.
That looks cool. How did you get a house? You had to build the house? So how did you do that?
I bought this.
Oh, hey, Alon.
Yeah.
I finally launched Vermin Supreme's AI. It has no LLM, and I took Eliza, Alice, and some neural network stuff, put it all together, and people can download it locally. And I'm thinking about possibly letting influencers make their own and then have a charge for downloads with updates. And they can choose how much.
Can you show us, or does it take some time to show us next week? You want to share?
I can show you now if you want. We can show you next week. Whatever you want, bro.
Let's check it out.
This is so great.
Okay, go. But first, let Rankin finish.
No.
Why did you buy that?
Doge Lambo?
Yeah, let Rankin do whatever. If we have time, sure. I don't care.
Doge Lambo. I don't understand why did we buy some of the stuff that we bought last cycle?
I mean, why did you buy some of the stuff that you bought? I bought some weird things. You 10x.
That's the reason I bought that stuff.
Oh, I bought one of those. What's that thing? The bomb. The from
Atom Bomb.
That Atom Bomb. That's from that one famous brand.
It's a clothing brand.
Yeah.
100 or
the 100s. They did a thing with the apes, and so I bought one or two of those too. I think I for sure still have them.
Last cycle, I bought things to flip, but I mean, I didn't do great. I came out in the negatives, but that's okay.
Hey, Dave, can you share the link to this on Cyber in the chat so that I can follow up with it? Because this is dope, man.
Yeah, this looks like a legit art museum.
If I hadn't been
Right.
robbed
You
by
guys are just
someone
making his head bigger and bigger.
if I hadn't
My
been robbed,
goodness.
I would have come out almost not negative.
Hey Dave, you could token gate people tickets to this thing for like $1. Everybody has
That's
$1,
an
right?
OG NFT right there, by the way. The pineapple one. That was Jordan's thing. What was it called at that point? Was it still called the meme? Yeah. So
It was me.
dude, that was rad. You guys know the story behind that? So Jordan, who actually worked at Total, he's an OG crypto guy. He worked at Total at one point, and that's how we knew him. He, as a joke, remember there was like not NFT, a DeFi project called Yams or something, and there was this whole goofy thing where he was making fun of people like that, and he made a screenshot for a product called the Degenerator, and it was like, pick your smart contract, pick your fruit emoji, pick your this, hit send, and it will launch a thing. But it was just a screenshot of a fake mock-up of a fake website called Degenerator. And it was in the screenshot, he was selecting a pineapple. He wrote meme or something like this. And it got crypto Twitter went nuts about it. And then people went into a Telegram chat and were like, hey, Jordan, you should actually launch the meme token with the pineapple and whatever. And oh, there it is. There's the boring stone. But when they launched it in a Telegram and they did it, it became worth a lot of money. And Jordan didn't like that because he's like, I'm going to get in trouble. So he was posting on Twitter saying, don't buy meme. And that made a bunch of people buy it. And it was like the tagline was, don't buy meme. And so then
I remember meme.
Yeah. And then he took that community. He's like, I want to do something completely different that nobody else has ever done. So what he did was he made DeFi with NFT situation where if you held a certain NFT, you could lock it in on a contract, and then it would let you select more NFTs. So then they would do these collectible cards that you would have to lock your tokens, and then you could collect them. But the people who locked it the longest got the special cards. Like there was only some that were like 5 available, but you had to be first to lock your stuff in, and then you had to be first to also collect it. And so people were like living online, waiting for this, I don't know, 30-day period of time or 2-week period of time to collect the cards and stuff like that. And so that's what that was. It was the first time they actually had like real collectible cards and a way to stake an NFT and do some more interesting things. So he kind of flipped the just stupid meme, meme coin thing into something more legit, which is cool.
I can probably show you.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Alon,
yeah.
What do you think of the new Moonbirds owner?
I don't know anything about it, to be honest. I saw some drama on Twitter, but I don't know anything about it.
I took like 2 minutes to look into it. He had been selling trading cards of pudgy penguins, and they've been doing really good. And then he bought Moonbirds, and he's doing the same thing, turning them into trading cards. And I'm like, it could do well.
It could. I mean, but I don't know anything about the Moonbirds community and all that drama. I knew that there was drama, but that's all I know.
The drama is that I believe the original owner was Kevin Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the original owner,
yeah, and he sold Moonbirds and said you own the IP, and then he said all Moonbirds are now Creative Commons 0. That's the drama.
Oh yeah, and that pissed everybody off because they thought they might get to own the IP, and instead they just made the IP free for everyone. And so then it was like, what's the point of holding the NFT if you made?
And I was still going to buy one.
I mean,
I love
still
the
buy one
owning.
Now the point is they're going to be turned into trading card games. There actually is a point at this point.
That's actually cool. Yeah, that's a good one. That'd be
cool. We're all so early, y'all. We're so early. You gotta understand how early we are, y'all. We are all early, y'all. We are
It's still
all
very
so
early.
early, man. Our kids are gonna be millionaires. How about that? Boom.
1,000,000%. And dude,
1,000,000%. Both of my kids are gonna be millionaires.
so we only have a few more minutes, but I still think, Coop, what are you gonna do, and how can we help with the releasing of the music stuff? I feel like we got to do a music thing, and maybe I'm wrong, but what?
Let me back up. I still want to drive the DeLorean with you, man, and go 88 miles an hour and make a little video and promote it and give DeLorean coins some shine, give DGB Ventures some shine. Let's make that happen, man.
We do. Dang, we gotta get one. There's a few of the replica ones floating around Southern California. I know that, but there's got to be.
No, they got the new concept one. It's all electric. The new DeLorean is getting ready to come out.
I want an all-electric new DeLorean.
And listen, and they're doing it with a crypto token. DeLorean Labs is doing something with it. I got to look into it again. But yeah, they got a whole coin behind the new car.
Electric. But what, I wonder what like actual drivetrain is under that DeLorean electric car.
I have no idea.
Because I know somebody very close to me who had a Tesla who got really mad at the politics stuff and decided to get rid of his Tesla and got a really fancy other electric car company like a
Rivian
or Porsche electric car or something. And you can't charge it at the Tesla charging stations. And it was so basically he has a way cooler car. Like, let's be real, Porsche is cooler than a Tesla.
Right.
But it made it so inconvenient because the infrastructure for driving a Tesla is the only one that you can kind of compare with owning a gas car in terms of like you could just go anywhere and you can refill the charge, right? You can stop, have lunch, and your car is ready to rock again. There's not as many charging stations for cars that aren't Teslas. And when there are, they're just not as good. They're more crowded, and it kind of sucks.
On the mapping too, right? That was the other thing that Tesla did so well is that by keeping everything in house, they were able to map where people are buying the most Teslas at and where they need to go ahead and install the charging stations versus if you've got all the big companies, that have these like a Rivian, a Porsche, a Ford, right? You have all these different types of electric cars now, but there's not one central mapping system that keeps everything in terms of a data side all organized of where the most purchases are.
Yeah,
you don't know where you need to be putting it.
Check this out, y'all. I was at a recent meetup.
Oh, go ahead.
I was at a recent meetup like maybe 3 weeks ago with the Stand With Crypto. Y'all know that movement, Stand With Crypto. Y'all got it on the West Coast. So I met a founder there. He was the CEO, and basically this guy started he joined a hackathon. He built his solution on Solana. He basically has a way. It's a network of all people that have electric cars, and you can basically Airbnb your charger, and you're on the network, and you get a coin. It's called D-Charge, is the project, but basically it fixes what you were just talking about, Nate. It's a full network of not just Tesla, but all electric vehicles. And if I have a house and I have a charger in my garage, and someone's getting ready to run out, if I'm on the network, I can let them come charge their car. I earn, income, and then I get coins. I forget how it all works, but I know the CEO, and it's just a dope idea, man. And it's built on Solana.
Can't you just make adapters for the Tesla chargers to work with your car?
Tesla is going to potentially start letting other cars do it with adapters and stuff like that. But people who own Teslas aren't loving it because then their charging stations are going to start being crowded and stuff. But it's a thing, right? It's kind of up to the charger to allow it because the payments for the Tesla chargers and things like that go through the Tesla app. It's not just open. You can't just go and pay with a credit card, right? So it's you can't even spoof it, right? But It's a thing. It's going to be fixed. It's going to be fixed, but right now that's what gives Tesla a huge advantage. And honestly, like it's a huge deal, right? Like if you're a rich person, you have good charger at your house, and 99% of the time you don't drive more than 300 miles in a day, you're totally fine. And you have another car to take on a road trip, so whatever, you're wealthy. But like for the average person, it's a pain in the ass.
Every 2 weeks, in 1 weekend, we travel 486 miles.
Yeah. So if you drive to that same place that you drive to, I've driven to. In the time I got in and out with my nephew, my car was fully charged, and I just kept going. Right? It was super easy. But
we have a secondary stop, so we have to go there and then do another 200 miles, and then go back 200 more miles.
What I'm saying is, in that place that you're going to, along the way, there's lots of places to charge where there's a Starbucks right there. There's or you literally can stop and sing karaoke in your car with the kids, or play a video game for 5 minutes, see if you can get on the leaderboard for that charging station, and then you move on. My son and I are on the leaderboard for all of the local charging stations for beach buggy racing, and it's like a thing. We have to check if we're still on the leaderboard, and if we're not, then we have to get back on the leaderboard before we leave. And then it's like, oh shoot, we don't have enough time. We better do good. You know, it's
like that.
If you're ever going up there, let me know. If it's on like a Thursday through Sunday, I'm usually up there.
Okay.
Every other week.
Yeah, well, I don't go there that often, but I'm saying when I have gone out there, it's a thing to do. Like the charging situation is not hard. You can go anywhere.
Well, if you're going up there, let me know.
I will for sure. Guys, any other last things before we head off for the week?
I do have a question, because I would DM you anyways. So I want to make the Roman Supreme thing a full platform for influencers, and right now anyone can just download the JavaScript and use it. Should I make it backend, or should I make it so people can download the JavaScript, and if someone tries to steal it, I just sue them?
I have no idea. Let's play with it next week, or play with it on a call between now and then, and think about it and see how it works, and give you some feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's microphone is.
Yeah, I thought that was you going through the thing, Rankin. No. Oh, now it just stopped. No.
It has to be Coop, so I shut mine down.
Coop? Is it Coop? Oh,
Yep.
I think it was Coop. You know what it might be? Are you using a phone? Oh, you're not using a phone? Maybe an iPad or something?
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm on my tablet, but I got the TV muted, so it's not echoing from that. I don't know what it is.
Huh. I did it once when I was on my phone, and the phone is sitting, and it comes out the speakers at the bottom, and I realized it's the way I was holding my phone when I was talking to my cousin that was like reverting back the sound back up. And so it's sometimes when you just set it down, it's weird like that. Not everybody has a fancy setup like Nate, where he carries around that stand with he puts his phone on. Smart. I'm jealous.
Can you get
all right, guys?
I need a link for this stand.
What kind of stand is it, Nate?
I don't even know. I just got it on Amazon.
It's literally just a stand that holds your phone.
Yeah, it's just a stand that holds the phone. Yeah. I'll send you. I'll look it and see.
I would love that.
I got you.
Yeah, Zuda, we should try to have calls where you're not laying down the whole time.
Sorry, I told you I'm recovering from a seizure, so
I'm just messing with you.
Sit up on anyways. So this is the best I could do.
I'm messing with you. At least you kept your shirt on.
Why wouldn't my shirt be off?
I'm a little dig at Coop.
Oh,
that was blockchain and booze days. Those are blockchain and booze days.
Yeah, we had so much fun back in the day, y'all.
I know.
Alon, we should go back.
Aren't dead. If you
Pre-blockchain and booze, Alon did a booze and blockchain in real life. We should do that again.
like a meetup somewhere, and we did
Yes.
do like a. Did we call it blockchain and booze in real life, or
We
just
didn't
call
call
it
it
like a meetup?
blockchain and booze. We called it Bitcoin and booze or something.
Whatever. It was basically a live version of blockchain and booze. You want to do like a meetup at a brewery or something?
That would be cool.
We could do that instead of, because we should talk to Gary when we were doing the 805 startup stuff. There were always local businesses contacting him and all that. So instead of doing it at the hub next time, we could do it at, like Figueroa or something, or we do it at the hub and get a 6-pack of beer. You and I barely drink anyway. You don't drink.
I know. I don't drink. I just thought the concept. I don't drink at all.
Yeah.
I just thought the concept was cool.
Is anybody else participating in the OpenSea beta?
Oh, hold on. Coop, you're muted.
Yeah, in DC, they're getting ready to open up one of those Donald Trump bars. You know, the bar in New York, with the bar, that Bitcoin bar, or whatever. They about to open a chain branch down here in DC, so maybe I can do a East Coast version of the blockchain and booze.
Oh wait, you're in DC, Coop? You in DC right now?
I'm in Maryland, but I'm right here near DC. I can be in DC in like 10 minutes.
How bad is the federal stuff?
I haven't been there since the feds started driving them tanks and shit. I haven't really went downtown.
Okay.
Is there? Has anybody been talking about it? Is it a real thing, or is it?
Yeah, it's actually it's a lot of people that are pissed off, man. There's a couple of grassroots movements, but it's shit. What can we do? They got tanks. You know what I mean? They got bulletproof armor, and at least they don't got the guns. But yeah, we can't do nothing.
That's nutty. That's great.
Tanks in the middle of a city. That's crazy.
Well, it's the capital of our country. Go to the capital of any country, like North Korea. There's always tanks on the streets, right?
You can't say that.
Sorry, I was trying to keep it. I was trying to keep it like I was.
It's not okay.
I got you. Yeah.
All right, guys. I will see you all next week. It's great to see everyone. Have a great week, and Suda, let's see it. We'll see a demo of the stuff. I love it, Coop.
No, this is the Black Blockchain Summit. It's coming up next month. I'm getting ready for it right now. So
she wasn't black.
What's the dates of it? Give a plug for it.
September 23rd. I might be wrong, but the website is blackblockchainsummit.com.
Satoshi wasn't black, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind the sentiment. He's dead.
The community thing, what we were saying earlier. Okay, we never got into the really crazy stuff earlier. I'll send you guys a text of one of the things I was going to share, just because it was going to be heavy and end on it. So, all right, peace, guys.
Hey, put them together, y'all. Peace.